This is Rabbi Aaron Boxt from Temple Beth Shalom in Ocala, Florida, back again this week for my next podcast. I was struggling to figure out something to talk about this week. I thought maybe I could talk about the Torah portion, um, and that may come in future weeks. And then I turned on the news and have spent the last couple hours really glued to what's been going through every single news cycle, and that of course is the shooting at the Super Bowl party in Kansas City this afternoon. Now, anyone that knows me knows that I am a staunch supporter in constitutional rights, staunch supporter of the Constitution and the rights that it gives to to Americans. And I don't want to argue with anyone about gun rights or anything like that because I believe that two different people might read a particular constitutional amendment or constitutional uh, uh, part of the Constitution and get two very different readings because of their thought processes, their experiences in life, and so on and so forth. So I don't want to talk about gun rights or the lack thereof, depending on who you ask. What I do want to talk about is the sheer ease of getting guns, of accessing guns in this country. And, Congress, Senate, our government, politicians on the local level, state level, can argue and fight over, you know, whether a person should has the mental capacity to get a gun, to buy a gun, whether it's a 3 day waiting period or whatever it is, or buying guns on the street, which of course is illegal, but of course always is going to happen because human beings do things like that, idiotic things like that. But what I want to talk about is are not meant to kill humans, or the kinds of guns that a person can legally own or have in their home is not meant to kill humans. Yes, people have guns in their home for their protection, and if someone breaks in, they'll take out their guns and they will use them. And yes, guns will kill humans, but I'm talking about semi-automatic weapons. I'm talking about weapons that have, you know, hundreds of shots that it can take in small amounts of time. It's just not necessary for civilians. Okay, in war, and we can argue about that too. Maybe those are necessary because as technology advances, so do our weaponry, so does warfare. But if you want to go hunting, you don't need a semi-automatic rifle. If you want to protect your family from someone breaking into your home, you don't need a semi-automatic weapon. The sheer ability that people have to go out and just buy, well, weapons of mass destruction almost. I know that's not really what they're called, but I'm just it I have to believe that people outside of the United States look at what's going on in the United States, and if it's happening here, if we have no way of protecting our citizens, and we have no way of protecting each other, how are other other countries supposed to look to us as an example? Martin Luther King said we need to be a beacon on the hill. That's what we need to be, and yet we're faltering. Too many people have access to guns, and too many people have access to the wrong kinds of guns, guns that are not necessary to be owned by civilians. I'm just I'm at a loss. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm annoyed. I'm exhausted. My emotions are I'm exhausted because it seems like it's every day or every other day or every few days, and when is enough enough? I believe we've already surpassed the idea of enough is enough. We've already surpassed the 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 real need to make a very serious change and not be afraid of what that change may mean. Look, I'm not against people owning guns. I have close friends. I have family members that own guns, that have guns in their homes for their protection, that own shotguns for when they go, or rifles for when they go hunting. But enough is enough. I just enough is enough. I'm tired of turning on the news or listening to the news and hearing another attorney general or another mayor or another police chief coming out and expressing their condolences to their community, their condolences to those in their community that were killed by a gun that just did not need to be out in the public. I know that there are plenty of people that listen to my podcast who would disagree with me, and I know that they have the right to disagree, but I'm just tired. I'm just tired of and when I say I'm tired, I'm not angry. I'm literally physically exhausted with this. I really hope, I really hope and pray that we can come to a place at some point in our future, soon, hopefully, in which this doesn't happen. Maybe not never, but certainly not like it's happening now, as often as it's happening now. Um, that's all I got for this week. I hope that everyone has a wonderful rest of your week and Shabbat Shalom if you celebrate. And I'll be back again next week.